Hey, everybody. Welcome to the Player's Take, episode 89. I am your host, Justin DeSimone, joined by my co-host, a League of Legends degenerate, Montrell Rice.
Hey, man, 89 is my birth year.
Is it?
Yeah.
Me too. What a coincidence. Oh, that's so cute. We're birth year buddies.
I thought you were
That's
born in
awesome.
90. That's crazy.
Nah, man.
I'm just a
it's
couple
just November. I'm very late in the year.
That makes
very
sense.
late in the year. So yeah. Which actually, my birthday's coming up soon. What do you get me for my birthday? Man?
What the fuck do you want? You want the Fire Emblem game?
Oh, fuck you. No, I don't want you to feed Nintendo. So Tiara is not with us this week. She's gonna be off the show for a little bit. She's taking care of some stuff in her personal life. So it's gonna be me and Montrell for a little while. So Montrell, we have a very important thing to discuss this episode that I want to get into right off the top here.
What, the Lions is better than half the fucking East?
The whole NFC East. Don't say half. I mean, every team's better than the NFC East. Give me a break. No, I'll have a football podcast someday, guys. Don't worry. No, I consider you a social media expert, specifically a Twitter expert.
Oh God.
And Twitter did a thing yesterday. I think it was yesterday. They broke the retweet button.
That shit,
permanent.
It's fucking stupid.
What are they doing? I tried to retweet something earlier today, and fuck me, they don't want me to retweet. They want me to type something in and hit retweet like it's a quote tweet. I have to quote retweet everything.
You hit the retweet button, and then you hit retweet again, and that counts as the retweet.
Yeah.
So it would do the actual thing that it used to do.
Fuck you,
but
Twitter. What are you doing? You added an extra click. What are you doing?
So the Twitter, I actually like really research. I don't really I usually like bite the bullet on updates and shit like that.
Yeah.
But I actually researched this, and the actual Twitter account was like, yeah, we did this so we can stop the spread of misinformation. So when people retweet it, they will have to actually think about the retweet when they retweet it. So I mean, that makes sense, but at the same time, like, I feel like they could have just kept doing the thing they were doing, where they're like, this is false information, and they kind of flagged the tweet or whatever. So I don't really like it per se. I think it's really dumb. It's probably the worst edition they've ever done.
See, everybody, look. I called him a social media expert, and this man fucking delivers. Look at that. He did research on a Twitter update to find out why the fuck they did it.
No, it doesn't make any sense. Like, I really thought before they did that, I even tweeted about it. I really thought it was, and no offense to any developers listening to this, but you guys need to get your heads out your fucking asses, bro. Developers, I don't know who's worse, Twitter or Microsoft developers, because y'all do this, and y'all don't think about the users.
Microsoft, they have a much longer history, so I'll give the crown to them.
Okay, yeah. So it's like, I think a lot of companies should start treating their updates like actual video games and play testing shit. Like, have a consumer
put it on a PTR, like do a public test server, or something like that,
a beta or something like that, because.
Yeah. Well, Microsoft does do that with major updates, actually, but they don't. I don't think they give much of a shit, apparently, because they still release this shit in ridiculously horrible states. So,
yeah, I don't know. It's just not user friendly. Like, this Twitter thing is not user friendly. I'm not surprised they'll lose people off this. I mean, they already lost some people because they want to do the subscriber thing, but I'm like, if they start doing that, I don't need Twitter. Like, I just go somewhere else. So,
oh God, dude, it would be so good for my mental health to just delete Twitter off my phone. Fuck it. I can go other places to interact with people that are way more healthy. So, shit, do me that favor, Twitter. Please make it a pay app. Please make it a pay app, for the love of God. Okay. So this isn't a Twitter show, but we just want to talk about some things sometimes off the top here. So for those of you who haven't listened before, this is our weekly show where we talk about video games, video game news, and other topics pertaining to video games. We post at 6 a.m. Central Time on Fridays on Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Spotify, Stitcher, and your favorite podcast app of choice. We're also on YouTube on Mondays, 6 a.m. Central Time as well. So let's start, like we always do, with what we've been playing. Montrell, I'm going to go first this week because I never go first. So I'm just taking it upon myself as the host to go first.
The white man going first.
Yes. Okay. So I'll start with Civilization 6. So I've been playing this game for a few weeks now.
Yeah.
And I've been playing it on PS4. And I think I mentioned this when I first started playing, that I was very curious about the game's performance on PlayStation 4. And unfortunately, I think I have found the limits. So I was playing my first solo game on a huge map with 14 civilizations. And the game ran fine for the most part up to a certain point, and then it started to crash every once in a while, right? Maybe every 30 or 50 turns, you know, which is manageable. I can deal with that. But then I hit a point, I got to turn like 650, which is like I think I was in the industrial era or something like that. And this game just started to crash on me every other turn. And the load times are way too unreasonable for that to be worth it. And I had to quit my game and start over on a smaller map. So this game has performance issues on PlayStation 4, and I'm going to see how bad standard gets later on.
Well, I guess my question to you,
yeah,
I don't want to be that guy, but why didn't you just play it on PC? Like, Civilization is the game that strikes me as a PC game. Like, I wouldn't play. I don't think it's an RTS game. It's a turn-by-turn game.
It's a 4X game.
Yeah, 4X. Yeah, okay. Well, games like that, I would still want to play on PC. It just, I don't know, the thought of a controller and organizing and everything like that is kind of off-putting.
I'm gonna be honest here. Do you listen to me when I talk on the show?
Yeah.
Because I answered this question last week. I think Tiara asked me the same question. Like, my friend has the game on PS4, and I wanted to play.
That's right. Okay, now I remember that.
So that's the thing. So I have all the game content on PS4. I'm not rebuying it on PC. I don't care how cheap it is. So yeah, I'm on PS4 now, and then I'm gonna go to PS5 once that comes out. But yeah, so I was testing the limits of this game with my first game and really seeing how far I could get. And unfortunately, I was proven correct that PS4 can't handle this game at a certain size. It kind of sucks, but it is what it is. So I'm gonna keep going down in map sizes until I hit a point where it doesn't have any issues anymore. I just think about those Switch, because this game came on Switch before it was on PS4, and I'm like, this issue's got to be even worse on the Switch, you know? So I don't know. It kind of sucks.
Yeah, I haven't heard anything bad about it on the Switch, which is weird. So
yeah, these kind of issues never get publicized. It's frustrating because Firaxis don't give a fuck. It's not like they're a company that, like, unless something made it through the main news cycle, like, they won't care. They're not gonna care. Like, they're making their money. They made their money. I already bought the damn game. Like, what do they give a shit, you know? So yeah, they are like that. So just a fair warning. If you're gonna play this game on console, just understand there are some limits to what you can do. And now, hopefully on PS5, these limits are mostly gone. That's my hope. So I'm waiting until next month. Actually, we're not even that far out, man. 3 weeks, right?
Yeah, 3 weeks. 3 weeks.
Something like that. So I will definitely report back once I have PlayStation 5 and I play this game on there to see if the performance is better. But as of right now on PS4, it's not great. And I have a PS4 Pro, by the way. So I'm not on a launch PS4 or even a Slim. So I have the beefiest PlayStation you can buy right now. The other game that I've been playing is Genshin Impact, which I believe you have also been playing, right?
Yes, I've put around like 25, 30 hours into it, maybe. I don't know. I gotta check my game time. I just unlocked the ability to do co-op before they did a patch yesterday, so I couldn't play. But yeah, just before they did the patch, or the server update rather, I had to play it. So I do see what you guys are talking. I didn't get to the part about the stamina yet, or that.
Well, you've unlocked it for sure. You've definitely unlocked the stamina system.
Maybe I haven't just reached it yet. I don't know the limit.
When you go in your map, do you have this thing on it that's like a crescent moon?
Yeah,
it's like 120 out of 120. That's the stamina. It's called resin.
Okay.
Which you can use on various activities already. I guarantee you.
I have used it on like the little air bubbles that are in the map.
Yeah, the ley lines.
Yeah. So I've been using it on that, but I haven't reached a point where it's like you can't play anymore.
Yeah. Yeah, right.
I've actually started like setting up my combos really well. So let me get all the good stuff out the way first. Like I love the characters in this game. Each character, I love my main character actually.
Well, so who do you have? Let's say that first.
Okay. So I gotta remember their names because they have Chinese names.
Oh my God.
They do. They have Chinese names.
I'll pronounce them for you. Don't worry.
So the two-handed ice claymore guy.
Chongyang,
yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
I have the water sword dancing guy. He has like the
Jinkyu or something like that.
Yeah, Jinkyu. I have the I think I pronounced her name. Nope, I can't remember her name. The electric eagle arrow lady.
Official, yes.
Yeah, I love her. And I have Noelle. I think that's her name.
Okay, so you have all 4 stars. Have you gotten a 5-star yet?
No.
You have not been graced with a 5-star.
No, I have not been graced with a 5-star. But yeah, I do got them. I think I unlocked somebody else. Oh no, that's all.
That's your main character too.
Yeah,
right?
and I have my main character, and I got Amber, Lisa, and Kaya. I got them, but I send them on like expeditions and stuff like that.
That's what they're for.
Yeah, I mean, I use Amber. I still keep Amber around because she can be useful in certain situations. So
shooting torches.
Yeah, pretty much. Until I unlock the other girl that I really want, the fire spear girl. Yeah.
And, yeah. How many times? So you can get a Genling for free right now. It's permanent. I think.
I'm trying to get her but you gotta be level 20.
Yeah, you need to be adventure rank 20, and you need to beat the Spiral Abyss up to 2 or up to 3-3, which I actually just did the other day, a couple of days ago. It's not that easy. So yeah, I don't know what level your characters are at, but she's not a replacement for Amber for the torches. Like she's not gonna be able to light them in an effective way.
Okay.
Honestly. Because her fire attacks, she needs to be up close in order to use. So Amber can just shoot an arrow and light things on fire. So Amber's utility is kind of actually S tier in exploration. It's funny because she's useless in every other way. She's a horrible character.
She's a horrible character. My biggest gripe with this game, I don't really have any issues with acquiring currency to it. First of all, that it did take me a while to learn the currency system. They're like 20 different. I mean, I just over exaggerated, but they're like literally 5 different currencies.
There's a lot.
So it took me a while to learn that, but once I did learn it, I was like, okay, I understand. And I had like 40 of those things where you could do on the wishes, like the wishes or whatever. I had 40. Yeah, the fate orb.
Acquainted fate or whatever they're called.
Yeah, I had the limited ones, and I had the ones that are standard for the standard wishes. I had
purplish ones; those are the limited ones, and then the blue ones; those are like the standard banner ones.
Yeah, I had like 40 of those before I even pumped money into the game.
Christ, yeah.
So because I just stacked up those prime gems or whatever they call them.
So okay, I don't know how to pronounce this. It's either Primo Gems or Primo Gems, and I go back and forth every time I say it on which one I think it is. Like, I don't know. I'm just gonna call them Primo Gems. So
yeah, it's kind of weird. I think though the game, I wish I would have played this game on PC, and the reason why I wish I would have started this game on PC is because I've started reaching the areas where there are like a lot of enemies on the screen. I'm doing the challenges now where there are a lot of enemies on the screen, a lot of animations are happening, and my PS4 is like, oh my god, fucking kill me. Like, it's crazy. And
this game runs like shit on PS4. It's bad.
And it's getting to a point where I'm like, man, I wish I can transfer my character over to PC, and I just want to play on PC. So if you didn't start this game, I recommend playing it on PC.
Well, question, have you put any money into it?
Yeah, I put $25 into it.
Okay. I mean, if you're not like annoyed enough to like throw that $25 away, and obviously the time you've put into the game as well, I mean, you can switch for free, like, and just start over. It's not like you've gotten any great characters that you can't re-get. You know?
Yeah, but
like
I'm in a
5-star that was like super awesome or something, then I'd say don't re-roll. But
yeah, but like the rhythm I got with the game, and I don't really feel like starting all that over again.
Just a point there. And I mean, even if you don't want to start over, you always could make a second account and be a degenerate.
Yeah, that's true. But I'm not gonna do that.
Yeah.
I've been playing Fall. I haven't actually touched Fallout since I started playing Genshin Impact. I did touch League of Legends, but I've been just playing like every time my League of Legends group chat wants to play norms, I just jump in and play norms with them.
Yeah.
But I really haven't been playing anything else besides that.
Yeah. Sorry, going back to Genshin Impact real quick. So, in terms of, so you said you put in $25. Do you feel like that was money well spent?
I did get 2 characters out of that $25.
Okay. Right. You did like 2 10 pulls.
Yeah. So I did get 2 characters that I actually like. I
Okay.
feel like the game is very limited. So I didn't understand. So you get every 10 pulls you get a 4-star character, or is it a 4-star item or character?
Okay. So there's multiple banners. They all have different rules. So the limited banners, they have no 5-star weapons on them. There's 5-star weapons, 5-star characters, or there's weapons and characters on banners, right?
Yeah.
So the limited banner is the one that's the featured character. Right now it's Klee, is her name.
Yeah.
That banner doesn't have 5-star weapons. It just has 5-star characters. So if you
Okay.
roll a 5-star, it's guaranteed to be a character, which is very appealing for those banners.
Yeah.
Now there are 4-star weapons and characters on every banner. Well, actually, that's not true. 4-star weapons on every banner for sure. And then there's 4-star characters on the standard and the limited banner. So you have, I believe, an equal chance of getting any of the 4 stars listed, whether they're weapons or characters, when you roll a 5-star. So you getting a character is a lot more valuable than getting a weapon, obviously. So that's kind of the game you're playing. So the fact that you got characters, especially characters you want to use and you like, that is great. That means at least the money did something for you, rather than you getting some garbage that you don't care about, which is very likely in this game. And then there's the limited banner that I just explained, and
Mm-hmm.
then there's the weapon limited banner. So there's a limited weapon banner every 2 or 3 weeks as well that they're doing, and
Okay.
these are weapon exclusive banners. So there is a point in this game where weapons become more valuable to roll for than characters. It really, honestly, for free to play and low paying players, you're never going to hit that point probably, because you're always going to need duplicates of your characters to make them better. That's part of the system the game has. So weapons, there is a point where maybe rolling on the weapon banner makes sense, but to me, it's just I'd rather roll in the standard banner and just luck into some weapons every once in a while than actually roll in this weapon banner and never get a character. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah.
So, and then there's the standard banner. So there's a third banner, the standard banner. This one is always up. I believe it has the full pool of characters in the game and weapons in the game, excluding the whatever the limited character 5-star is at that given time. That's what they've done so far.
Okay.
So I believe Venti, who used to be in the limited banner before Klee, I think he's now in the standard banner. So you can roll him in the standard banner now, which you
Okay.
couldn't while he was the limited. So, and there are 5-star weapons in that banner as well. So it feels really bad to roll a 5-star weapon when you're trying to roll for a 5-star character on that banner. And that happened to me. So yeah.
Okay.
Feel sad for me. But,
Yeah, I just feel like they don't give you enough options to
right.
get characters, if that makes any sense. And I understand why, because the game probably came out and they want you to spend money to keep
Absolutely.
rolling for that.
Clearly it's worked. The game has made 100 million in 2 weeks. So.
Yeah, so in that point, that's my only gripe with it right now. I don't feel limited, but I have talked to people and they said they feel very limited. They're like, man, I stopped playing, like, it got boring after a while. And I guess from what I was researching, like, once you hit like adventure rank 30, like, things really start to come to a slow grind.
Yeah.
I haven't reached that point yet, so
that number is going to vary per player.
Okay.
For me, I just hit adventure rank 30 the other day, and I still have plenty of stuff to do. But that's because my gameplay for this game lately has been log in, do my 4 commissions, get my commission rewards, and then I use all my resin, and then I log out. That's my night most of the time with this game at this point. If I want to play more, then I go play the storyline or some of the side missions I have. but I haven't done that since the weekend. So it's like I haven't made a lot of progress, but I'm still leveling up my adventure rank because I'm doing a lot of shit on the side.
Gotcha.
So you can play this game in a way, and this is what I kind of recommend to people. If you want to stick with this game for a long time, do that. Like when you like, don't obsessively play this game. You're gonna burn yourself out of it and not want to play it anymore.
And I think that's what a lot of people did. I think the people I was talking to, they burnt themselves out because they were like raving and ranting and raving about the game when it first came out. And then like now that I'm playing it, that game came out what, 2 weeks ago?
3
weeks ago. Yeah. Now that I'm playing it, like I'm like, oh shit, this game is the shit. And they're like, it's kind of boring to me, but they need to release more stuff for it. So
yeah. Right, and because you run out of content at a certain point, and all you have left to do is what I just said: the commissions, and then your resin, whatever you want to do with your resin.
Okay,
that's all you can do. You can run around the map maybe and get like respawn chests, but it's like it's not really much. So, so that's kind of how I'm taking the game. I'm just taking it slow. I don't really feel a need to blast through the remaining content I have. I'm just gonna keep playing at my leisure, and hopefully I get to the next patch without even finishing all the content, and then I have more content,
Yeah.
So that's kind of where I'm at with it. But I like the game. I still like the game. I just think the pulling really sucks a lot of the time.
Yeah, I think the pulling and like you said, the resin thing, like that really sucks. But
yeah, they've been a little harsh with that, and I really hope they ease up on it. Like they kind of need to, but I don't know if they're going to because they're seeing so much success. It is interesting though. They're putting out a lot of surveys in game, asking us what we think about various things. So they're thinking about stuff. I think, hopefully.
Yeah, they did that with Honkai Impact at a certain the third Impact. At a certain point, they started putting surveys out for players and what can you do to improve the game and everything of that nature. So I mean, this team is really talented. So I don't have any issues with the team. I really wish they would put out like a $60 game. Because they have the tools, in my opinion. Yeah. So
I don't think they will. So
yeah.
All right, let's move on to the news. Let's start with our first story. So we had a couple things happen with the new consoles this past week. Nothing major, but PlayStation released an 11.5-minute video showing
They're terrible fucking UI.
The user interface for the PS5, and then Microsoft the same day. Also, I don't think they released a video, but they just showed some screenshots of what the UI looks like.
Yeah.
As well. So I kind of want to talk about both of them in tandem. So clearly you don't like the PlayStation UI.
I still think it looks like a better, maybe a slightly better version than the PlayStation 4 UI. Like there's still
I hard disagree with you.
I still think they're on this they are still on this wave of the PSP. Like they need to let that shit go. I still think they're on that. And when I'm looking at it, it looks a lot better. Like I'm not saying like it's just trash, but it looks maybe I did say it's trash earlier. So I apologize for saying that, but it's not my cup of tea. Like I want the Xbox UI. I think the Xbox UI is like fucking GOAT. Like it's really good. It's really fucking good. But this one is definitely a step up. It's just they can't get away from that structure of the fucking like
bar.
Yeah, the bar. They just can't get away from it. Whereas
okay, so to me, like so far, maybe this will be this. It probably will be a scrolling bar. I assume you're right. But like what they showed in the video and the screenshot they have on the PlayStation blog, it actually reminds me a lot of the 3DS interface. Because you remember that one had like tiles.
Oh yeah.
That's kind of what it reminds me of. The weird thing they're doing though is there's two different versions of the interface, whether you came back from rest or you came back from the console being off, and that is fucking weird to me. I don't know why they're doing that because you're coming back from rest. They have this like card system that has all these like cards related to games that you have on your console, and you can click on them and they'll potentially take you to a specific part in a game that the developers like picked out to be like a quick load point. And I find that like it's an interesting feature and it's going to be cool, I guess, for certain games. It's just the problem for me is developers are going to have to expend extra effort to use this feature, and I don't feel like they're going to. eventually. Like certain developers probably aren't going to do this. And there's another feature that's the same problem is that hint system they showed where you can click on a trophy and it'll show you how to get the trophy in the game. Like I feel like that feature is going to be specifically utilized by like first party, and that's it.
That's what I think. I mean,
That sucks because it's a cool feature, but I just I like unless Sony mandates it, no one's going to use it. It could be a thing where we see a lot of it post launch. Where games kind of add it after the fact, but that's not really going to be helpful probably for a lot of games. So I think aesthetically it looks good. The PS5 interface looks good. But I think with Sony is their stuff always looks like ass. It always has. So
it's just so weird though. I don't know, man. I just feel like they need to. I was expecting something totally different. I thought they were going to really switch it up this year. Mm-hmm. It looks so safe. Like that's the word I'm looking for. Like it looks really safe, and I don't mind it because maybe that's what the PlayStation fan base loves. Like I don't really consider myself any fan base of anybody, but they are really stuck on this. Like the PSP, that it was fine for the PSP, and even the PlayStation 3. Like that UI was fine.
Yeah.
It
was okay. Yeah,
it was fine. It was okay, but PS4, the UI wasn't really bad. It was just like sometimes it would be games in between like the menu stuff, and it's just like, why don't we just have two separate bars, one for the games and one for the main system utility stuff?
Yes, I think it's weird. People seem to have a love affair with the PS4 interface. Like it's some amazing thing, and to me, I think it sucks ass. Frankly, I hate it, and it runs like shit. Like that's
slow. My biggest issue with it, bro. It just runs like yesterday. I was trying to eat. I was playing Genshin Impact, and then Genshin Impact was like, "Oh, we're about to go on the server break." All right, cool. So I make me something to eat. Then I try to switch from Genshin Impact to fucking Netflix. It took literally 5 minutes to load Netflix, and then Netflix didn't even load. I just turned on my Xbox and instantly came back up. I'm like, what the? I thought something was wrong with Netflix.
Well, yeah, the PS4 is fucking stupid, man. Do you have this issue where it like disconnects you from the internet, and then you have to like go into this settings and test your connection for it to come back on? Like, what the fuck is that?
Actually,
I have heard that so commonly as a complaint of PS4, and
it doesn't do that to me. It does. It just says sign back in, and I gotta click on like the little PS.
That happens to me too.
Yeah,
so. I hate it. So yes, the PS4. Look, I've been very vocally critical of the PS4 on this show. Trust me, I definitely have a Sony slant in my playing habits, but I feel very good in saying that I feel like I'm fairly objective when it comes to evaluating their performance because the PS4 sucks. I hate it. I think it's the worst console they've ever released in terms of pure usability. Maybe the PS3 is worse. No, never mind. You're right. PS3 is worse.
Yeah,
I'm sorry.
Come on, man.
I know. But I do have a soft spot for PS3 because it's so fucking weird. But the PS4 is bad. It's definitely worse than PS1, PS2, and like even the handhelds. Like I just think it runs like ass, and it has for years. And it's like no one's talking about this. I don't understand it. So
I think people are talking about it. I think it's one of those things where it's like, this is like a bad comparison. I'm not going to say that comparison. It's like one of those things where you're just like, it's like a Stockholm syndrome thing, right? You just get used to it to where you're like, this is my life. I'm stuck in the basement, and that's just what it is.
Everything's fine.
Yeah, like you don't know any better. But like I hear plenty of people though, once they do buy an Xbox, and if for whatever reason they buy an Xbox, and on the Xbox UI, it's just, they're like, holy fucking shit, this shit's snappy as fuck. And I'm like, like this is why. Like, I'll be honest with you, I don't really play too many games on my Xbox. I would mainly use that for like a media console, like, because that's what it's designed for.
That's what Don Matrick wanted you to do.
Yeah, exactly.
That's so great, Montrell. You're fulfilling his vision.
Fuck him.
So the thing is with PS5, I don't care. Like, you're kind of right. I do see what you're talking about because they show in this picture they have like games mixed in with like a PS Plus thing, the Playroom, the store. It's like, what the fuck? Like, you're kind of right. Like, why aren't there multiple different bars for these different functions? It's like it doesn't really make sense to me. It's not categorized any specific way, and that is kind of silly.
Yeah.
But I think that just the speed of the interface and the fact that the PlayStation Store is going to be integrated into it, like it's not going to be a separate app anymore. Thank God. The PlayStation Store on PS4 sucks. It's
That I will agree with you on.
horrible.
I will agree with you on that.
Yeah.
PS4, PlayStation. Like when I wanted to download Genshin Impact, you know what? I'll be 100% honest, and this is the most laziest thing. I did not want to download Genshin Impact because I just did not want to go to the PlayStation Store.
Yeah.
It's so even the search function on that shit is it's crazy. Like,
well, do you remember they changed it recently? You remember when it was a giant column of letters alphabetically, and you had to pick each letter? My God, they replaced it with a keypad finally, like recently.
It used to be that like that Wheel of Fortune. Like when it first came out, the Wheel of Fortune like letters, like you know, the scrolling letters. There you go. It was just bad. I don't know, man.
Spin the wheel every time you pick a letter.
Exactly.
It's so bad, dude. This is horrible. So yeah, no, it was really bad. They're not. The thing is, Microsoft is a key like advantage here because they develop they like their whole company makes money off developing an interface for computers. Like they know how to do this. They understand how to do this. So you're right. Like the Xbox interface looks clean and just like way simpler. And like you said, it's probably going to run fucking great from day one. Like it's like, so I'm totally with you. I just think this interface looks for PS5 looks like it might be a pretty big improvement. I'm hoping so, but
I agree with you. I agree with you. It is a big improvement. It's just
that doesn't mean it's good.
Yeah, it's just I don't know. When I look at it, it's just more of the same. It just looks like a touch up. Like I was expecting like when I look at the Xbox's UI, I guess we're about to go into that, right? I don't want to do your job.
Go for
it.
Yeah.
When we went into like the Xbox UI and I saw the previews for it and everything. First of all, let's talk about their smart glass on their the Xbox app. That shit looks. I don't know if you downloaded it or not because you probably don't have an Xbox. I mean, you have an Xbox, but you haven't. But like, it's like that shit is really fucking clean. Like I was impressed with it. And my group chat said you can actually play XPlay from it now, or XCloud thing from it, or you can play certain Xbox games from it now. But the new UI, it just looks very clean, man. Like it has, you can set it up. First of all, you can customize it to where you have your main games, anything like that, and then you scroll down. It's like the market, or it's like some other apps and stuff like that. Then it's a whole separate page for the market. Yeah. So it's like you can have it organized the way you want to organize it, and it just makes so much fucking sense. And the fucking friends list thing is you just press the Xbox button and the friends list thing pops out with the menu and all the other like utility settings and things of that nature. It's just so simple. Like I can't really explain it because that's how simple it is. It just makes sense when you look at it. You're like, oh, this makes absolute fucking sense. Yeah. And I don't know. I just think simple was better. Like I really don't have an issue with like the Switch's UI because it's just like these are your games, and
I know it's so ugly though. Ugh.
It is ugly, but it's simple. And I
mean, it's like Xbox in that way though. It's just a bunch of fucking boxes. Like it's just
I'll say it's different from Xbox. Xbox got the little clean looking boxes they got, but
yeah. Well, if you look at Sony's one, right, like the PS5 has boxes on the bottom for like must see content or whatever, and they're so ugly. They just stand out so much. Like they don't blend into the interface at all. Like I
just wanted the UI to be sleek like the console is.
Yeah,
like, I don't feel like the UI matches the console.
They don't have the tuxedo look on the UI.
Yeah, it doesn't look really sleek. It doesn't, like when I'm looking at the PS5, I'm playing like a console of luxury, and I want my UI to reflect that. It just doesn't reflect that for me right now. Maybe they'll improve it. I mean, they always change UIs up, so maybe they'll improve it right now. But when I look at the Xbox, it's a box. It's a clean box lines, and then when I open it up, that's what my UI looks like. It's just really clean, really precise, and I like that. And my Switch, I mean, the console is kind of like all over the place, but even their UI, in my opinion, is like very childish because that's what they kind of designed it for, children. So it's very simple to just press. Like you got certain colors, and everything of that nature. And I don't have to think about anything when I'm on the UI. So I mean, shit, UIs matter. Fuck, I didn't realize
Yeah.
it's in this conversation.
I mean, they absolutely matter. Of course they matter. I mean, we're gonna be using them for like 7 years, dude. Like, they definitely matter. It's just, I mean, you're not spending the like predominant majority of your time with them. It's just like you said, though, they can be, if they're bad enough, they can deter you from even wanting to turn the console on. You know,
Yeah.
and that's like Vita is a good example. That the UI for the Vita is one of the most horrifically horrible things I've ever seen in my life.
Bubbles, bro. Like,
Yeah, and I haven't turned my Vita on in years because fuck the bubbles. I don't even want to look at them. Like, it's just, I'm sorry, I don't even want to navigate it. Fuck it, dude. Like,
that should be the name of this episode. Fuck the bubbles.
Fuck the bubbles, man. Fuck the damn Vita bubbles. You know, it's just, yeah, no, that was a bad interface, and we all called that out when it came out. Like, nobody liked those from the get go, but. Yeah, well, actually, speaking of the Vita, that does remind me, I did skip this. So we were talking about can't buy PSP, Vita, and PS3 games on the web store for PlayStation Store. So I said that you can buy them on the respective console store. So this isn't entirely true. PSP does not have a store online right now. So you have to buy PSP games through another app, another store. So either a PS3 or a Vita. And if you don't have those and you want to buy a PSP game, well, fuck you. So, yeah. I mean, it's not surprising. The PSP is like, what, 16 years old at this point? But
yeah, something like that.
Just something to note. So, Marshall, you have anything else you want to talk about with the Xbox UI?
No, I think if you guys have a chance, if you're listening, check out the Xbox app. It's really cool. It's pretty much going to be a reflection of what the Xbox UI is going to look like on the console, and I think that's a damn good like UI for console and for touchscreen. They actually kind of nailed it, even though they tried to do that on Windows 8, but they actually nailed it this time. So
good for them. They should teach the Windows team something.
I was just about to say that.
Yeah, right. Okay, well, we're gonna stay in the PlayStation realm because there's something else that happened this week. So there was an update 8.0 to the PlayStation 4 interface, and it was a mandatory update. All the major release updates are mandatory to download, and this one started to alarm people because you were getting a party, and it would say this conversation is being recorded.
Oh my god.
So they added a feature to this, and this is not live yet because I don't think it actually works on PS4. They just added the notification now in preparation for PS5. So PS5 is going to be recording voice chats. Now, this is not an active record where it's like parsing you for you saying certain words and is going to report you if you say something bad. It's just recording, and people in the party can report the conversation, and then somebody at Sony will manually review the conversation and take action appropriately. Well, whatever they deem to be appropriate, based off the conversation. So it's not as bad as it sounds. However, it's still not great. How do you feel about this, Montrell?
I'm actually glad we recorded the day we're recording. We're not recording on our normal day. Because they actually tweeted out, I don't know if you saw that, but they're like, hey, we heard your feedback, and this is the first time, in my opinion, a lot of people said in the comments, like, yo, they usually don't respond to this. People really must have been blowing up arms. Like, they responded, said they're going to consider the consideration that they've been taking, or the feedback they've been taking, because a lot of people are upset about this. So this is where the libertarian part of me comes in. I don't like it because I don't like my fucking. I'm not on the main game, right? Like, I'm not on the Call of Duty chat saying "fuck your mom," whatever. Like, I'm in the chat with my boys saying "fuck your mom," and they know I'm not serious. So it's like,
you're not gonna get reported in that situation.
Yeah, but like, what if somebody? It's a very slippery slope, right? What if it's me, you, and Jet in a chat, right? And let's just say which has happened. Somebody randomly on my friends list comes into our chat room.
Ooh, I didn't think about that.
Yeah, and I didn't lock it or whatever. And we're talking shit and having inside jokes between me, you, and Jet, and then they hear it and they're like, oh, I don't like what the fuck I'm hearing, and they just report it. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's that's where the slippery slope comes into play. Now, one can say, Montrell, you should have locked your party, but it's like
that's not intuitive though.
Yeah, exactly. So I don't like it for that reason, because like I said, it has happened to me and you when me and you were playing games and people randomly join my party, because people don't join my party, but now apparently they do now for no fucking random reason.
Very popular. Very popular, everybody.
So I'm not really a fan of this. I think they should get rid of it. Like I said, I know other people were for it, but
yeah,
they just need, if they're gonna do that, they need to have some kind of charter where if your game is gonna be on the PS4, even if you're playing on a Call of Duty server or whatever, you can get reported for some kind of speech or whatever. Like that's how they need it to go forward with it or something like that. If that makes any sense.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah, I just for me, like I don't like it either. Obviously, I don't want to be recorded. Fuck, like you said, I don't have that many friends though, and none of them ever randomly join my party. So as long as I'm not in a party with you, I'm good. But the thing is, to me, like, what precipitated this being developed and released on this console?
It
like
had to be like people just joining parties. It has happened to me. Like when I played Destiny, there have been random people, when I used to play Destiny, rather, there have been random people that will invite me to parties because like they want to do a raid or something like that. 6 of us are sitting outside of a raid part and we want to do a raid, so they invite me. You know what I'm saying? And I don't know these people, and I mean, it hasn't personally happened to me, but I can see in that scenario somebody mess up on a raid and they just get cussed the fuck out, and they can't report this person because they're in a private party. If that makes any sense.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm assuming that's what kind of happened. And now PlayStation is taking, but that scenario I just named is like so unicorn.
Really niche. It's really niche. Yeah.
I don't know, man. That's weird. This is weird. Like I can't really justify it at all. Like like you said, it's a really niche situation. And I just named 2 situations that are very niche. Like people randomly joining my party and then me in playing Destiny. Or I can see this happen in Call of Duty where they like maybe they go in Warzone and the person's like, just join my party instead of joining the Call of Duty chat or whatever. But even then, like, just use the Call of Duty chat. Like, I don't know. This is weird.
Well, so this is going to be wild speculation on my part, but do you think there might be any kind of push from some sort of government?
Yes, 100%.
In some country, and I'm specifically thinking of maybe China.
Yeah, I can see. You know what was funny? I think there was a report. There's actually a movie about this, and it happened in the movie where they were using the game chat to coordinate terrorist attacks. I can't remember the name of the movie, but they were using like it was like a fake, you know how movies do, like a fake random, World of Warcraft thing. But they were organizing attacks from World of Warcraft to be carried out. And
thinking about you, are you thinking of Jack Ryan?
Yeah, it was Jack Ryan.
Yeah, it was Jack.
Yep.
They had that fake ass looking like medieval game or whatever.
So I think this is what I honestly think. I think the executive finally watched Jack Ryan, was like, holy shit, we need to secure this shit.
I mean, the way you're talking, it might have even been the U.S. government that could have put pressure on Sony, because they're way bigger than Xbox in terms of user base. So
I think that's what happened. I mean, this is not the first time, not to get political, but this is not the first time that Hollywood has made it an influence on stuff. Like the reason why, this is really off topic, but like the reason why if I want to buy a silencer or a suppressor for my gun, like I would have to pay like a $200 tax stamp, sign a waiver, or not sign a waiver, sign some kind of tax stamps form for the government. They have to wait a whole year while I do background checks on me, because people think that people think that silencers are like GoldenEye, like I can shoot somebody right next to you and you wouldn't hear it. Like that's what they think. Whereas a suppressor, you can still hear for several hundred yards. Like it just suppresses the sound to where
it has a different noise. It's not as clear as a gunshot. It doesn't sound like a gunshot, but you can still hear it very far away.
Yeah, so I think this is one of those situations where either maybe you're right, maybe the government or maybe a high level senator or something like that watched Jack Ryan and they're like, oh shit, terrorists are organizing stuff on WoW, and it's like that's not a thing. And I think that could be why we have this.
Yeah. Well, there's your wild speculation for the week, everybody. U.S. government made Sony record your voice chats. So, okay. Well, let's move on. Let's get into something that I think is important to both of us. Is a couple Blizzard related stories. So
the future of Blizzard. The first episode was called "The State of Blizzard."
Yes, we are. I'd say we're a podcast that is, if we're going to be known for anything, it's probably our coverage of Blizzard at a certain point, and we've got some more sad stories. So Blizzard announced this week that Starcraft 2, which is a decade old, the first game came out in 2010.
A long time ago.
But they had still been developing paid-for content for Starcraft 2. And they were called, I think, Commanders and War Chests. I don't know what they are, but they were paid-for add-ons to Starcraft 2. And they announced that they're not going to be doing any more of these and that they're going to continue doing balance patches and esports-related stuff, but that the game is not going to be getting any more paid-for add-ons. And basically, they said they're thinking about what the future of Starcraft is, and that's where they left it. And to me, and then this relates to another story we have. So Jason Schreier did say on Twitter, so there's a bunch of StarCraft 2 and other Blizzard veterans that opened a studio called Frost Giant Studios, and that they are calling themselves a real-time strategy studio, and they're planning on making the next big real-time strategy game. That's how they self-described. And Jason Schreier said that this is basically in response to the fact that Blizzard and Activision seem to no longer have any interest in making RTS games because they believe they cannot monetize them effectively.
We literally name stuff about Warcraft, how you can monetize it, but continue. I didn't mean to interrupt you.
No, fair enough. I'm pretty much done. That's it. Okay. They've been trying, like people within Blizzard have been trying to get RTS games greenlit, according to Jason Schreier, like recently in the last few years, and they've all been turned down basically. So basically indicating to these people, if they want to make RTS games, go somewhere else. So these two things in tandem are kind of important to me in the sense that they're reaffirming what me and you both know, and we've been saying on the show for years now, literally at this point, that Blizzard is about money. They want money. That's what they're going to make games. They're going to make games that focus on maximizing profit. That is their goal now. That's what Activision wants them doing, and that means games like Warcraft 3, Starcraft, Starcraft 2, they're not going to make them anymore. We're done. We're not getting Warcraft 4. And I mean, I knew we weren't, but this is final confirmation, basically. We're not getting Warcraft 4.
You know what? This is one of those things where it's like it was doomed to fail. Like it was a setup. I feel like it was a setup. I feel like Warcraft 3 was a setup. The reason why I feel like the Warcraft 3 Reforged was a setup, someone did not want that game to succeed. They didn't want RTS to, because I feel like that game, if it was the real Warcraft that we were supposed to get, the one that you were hyped about, and like the remastered version, like I mean the remake is just like everything's fucking gorgeous. Like they just really put their heart into it, like almost like the Halo remakes, right? Or the Halo remasters and stuff like that. They just put their fucking heart into it and stuff like that.
Yeah.
This would have boosted the RTS genre. I think the RTS genre would have came back because we would have got a lot of young kids, a lot of the Zoomers. They would have got back on RTSs because I think they're tired of MOBAs now. But they still want that type of computer game. There are a lot of kids who play PC games. We could have got the streamers streaming these games. Like Warcraft could have been the game that brought the genre back. And I felt like because that game failed, Blizzard's like, well, look, guys, they obviously don't want RTSs. Why are you even trying to greenlit them? And it's like, no, you idiot, because you made a bad RTS game, or you butchered the one that was like the granddaddy of them all. Like you butchered that one. When people talk about RTS, they either talk about Warcraft 3, like, oh my God, Warcraft 3 is godlike, or they talk about Starcraft 1. They're just like, yo, Starcraft 1 is just the shit. So what I think this means, and I know I joked about it, but now it's going to be a reality. mobile version of Starcraft. We getting nothing but mobiles now. They're just gonna mobilize it, monetize it. That's all they're gonna get greenlit. I'm sorry, Justin. That's what's gonna happen. We're gonna get Ryzen. We're gonna get what's it called? Command and Conquer.
Yeah. Well,
not Command and Conquer. What's the one from the EA?
No, it is Command and Conquer.
It's Command and Conquer. Okay, yeah.
Command and Conquer, and you're right. I think the arc is going to be. It might even be worse than EA, because what happened was EA announced a mobile Command and Conquer game in a couple of years ago at E3, and everyone was fucking pissed, right? Super mad. They wanted a new Command and Conquer game. Everyone's so excited. There were rumors about it, and it's a mobile game, right?
Yeah.
But to EA's credit, they actually re-released a bunch of Command & Conquer games and remade them in a la Warcraft 3 Reforged, and they actually did a decent job, it sounds like. Like, a lot of people are happy with those remakes. So this is almost not an EA situation. Bro, do you know the level of grief that I feel right now? That literally the progenitor of the RTS genre, the company that made it what it is, or what it became, 20 years ago, even 23 years ago at this point, 22. They're the ones trying to fucking bury it.
Imagine, like,
what happened?
Bro, I don't know. Maybe we're boomers in this situation. Like, we're the boomers of the gaming generation, because
I guess so.
This was the first game. A lot of people were going to point to CSGO and Counter-Strike, but for me personally, Halo, even before Halo, this was the first game I watched competitively. Like, the little tiny bits of, like, the shitty stream you used to get for Korea. Like, this was like the first competitive game I watched, and I was like, holy shit, these guys are good as fuck. Like, what the fuck?
Yeah, this was a window into a future we didn't know we wanted.
Exactly.
Because it was high quality content, whereas I think with like Halo and even CSGO, those games look like shit at the time. Like, or sorry, Counter-Strike back in the day, not CSGO.
Yeah.
Like Counter-Strike back in the day, those games didn't look great. So it's like the gameplay was still high octane, but it's like Starcraft has a specific look that still holds up. And back then, like, the level of play, you could see it. You could really see the difference in a good player versus somebody who's not as good, right?
Yeah.
And it's like, to think that Blizzard is the one putting the knife in and like trying to end their legacy with RTSs and like get away from it and call it like, and be like, we don't want this anymore. I mean, I can't support these guys anymore,
bro. I was at the end of it when I played. I knew it was the end for us, and I was a boomer in the gaming in the world when I was playing Starcraft, and I had Kerrigan, like the old Kerrigan. I was playing Starcraft 1. I was playing the old Kerrigan, and my cousin. This is when Overwatch came out. My cousin came over and saw me playing that, and he saw Kerrigan like avatar. And he saw her face, and he's like, "Why is Widowmaker in this game?" I lost my fucking shit because she has a skin.
Yeah. Did you kick him out? You kick him out of your place?
I kicked him out. I kicked him out of my house.
I'm like, it's like, bro, no, we don't know. No, not here. Get up.
So,
because man, God, dude, are we really that old?
Yeah,
we're at that point. Are we at that point?
Bro, the gaming world moves faster as far as like age wise. Like,
I know.
Professionals are out of the game, like for MOBAs, like League of Legends. I don't know about Dota, but League of Legends, I'm assuming it's the same for Dota. Like, once you're like 23, you're old, bro. Like, that's it.
I know, dude. This is like it's like a football player except worse. Like, you need to come in when you're 18, and you hopefully get 5 years if you're lucky.
Exactly.
Like in the limelight. So yeah, no, I mean, this shit does move fast. Gaming has changed quickly, which is why we're even doing a podcast. Because I mean, there's news every week, man, and it's just like. It's crazy, though, to watch this company. I'd say obviously, everybody points to the merger with Activision, but I think the real moment that this company started to turn is that I think StarCraft 2 is the game.
Oh,
and it's come full circle here. This is the game that was kind of the beginning of the end. Because remember, they split this game, StarCraft 2, into 3 games. And we didn't want that. We didn't want 3 games. We wanted 1 game that had 3 campaigns. Like, we didn't ask for that. Like, we didn't want to pay $120 for the damn game. And to Blizzard's credit, they made those games very robust. But it's like, I didn't play anything beyond Wings of Liberty because that was my StarCraft fix. I wanted 1 game. I didn't want 3, you know?
And then
and
even with that, the story was just
not
not
good.
the same, man.
Right? It didn't have the same. It didn't hit the same. Right?
Yeah,
They like wowified Starcraft's story, and it pissed
that's
me
a
off.
good way of putting it. Holy shit.
It was really frustrating, and yeah. So I don't know, man. I'm in a really sad place with Blizzard because, like, I mean, I always am in a sad place with Blizzard, but every time I hear news about them now, it's always bad. It's something like this. It's always bad. There's nothing good coming out of this company right now. And it's like they're like their mandate from Activision is to make more games, and they can't even do that. Like, we don't have a release date for Overwatch 2, and that doesn't even feel like a real game. And like that was supposed to come out this year, and now we got nothing. Oh, like Shadowlands got delayed, and that game's old as fuck. It's just expansions for an old game, and then
Well, even
Diablo 4, we have no idea.
yeah, exactly. And even Overwatch, right? Um, I don't know how to explain it, but it had some kind of potential that I saw, and it had some kind of glimmer. Like, it had that Blizzard glimmer in it to it. Like, it was very Blizzard like. I'm like,
Yeah.
this, even though they're not getting the games I want, I can see Overwatch being that thing. But then it just became a monetized fuck. Like, the story doesn't make any sense. Like, we don't know. You ask like a hardcore Overwatch person, like, they just like, I don't know, I just like fucking Tracer, and I know she has a girlfriend. That's it. And it's like,
Right.
like I don't know, man. Like, when I just think about Overwatch and the potential it had, it actually started out as a mobile game. It was gonna be not a mobile game, but MMO. It was another game called Titan something. It was gonna be called something like that. But they actually remade it into Overwatch.
Yeah.
So I don't know, man. It's just really weird. I think they got that Overwatch fix. They got all that money from Overwatch with the loot boxes, and then Activision just wanted more and more and more, and it's just like they couldn't keep up. I feel like I don't really blame the people at Blizzard. I blame the leadership. I think people at Blizzard want to make a actual robust, another WoW, or not another WoW, maybe another Warcraft, or maybe another fucking Starcraft, or maybe something within those universes. But if it doesn't have loot boxes or some type of monetization to it, they don't give a fuck. Like, it's sad, and I feel bad for the developers there, man.
Yeah, and it's just, I mean, the fact that Morhaime left and made 2 studios, and now all these StarCraft 2 vets and other people at Blizzard left and made their own studio, like, it's kind of all the proof we need that this company is not what we want it to be, and the employees don't want it to be what it is. They're all leaving.
Yeah, it's like it's like Activision got their hands on Blizzard and just sucked them dry to a husk. Now they're just like all it is the name. Like, we don't know who these people are. And I hate saying that about new developers, but I'm pretty sure new developers want to come in and they want to make some awesome shit, and they can't because they have to confine to what gets greenlit. They have to put some kind of monetization on it. I think that's what it is, man. I'm crazy.
Absolutely, man. You're totally right. And like, I do worry about games like Genshin Impact being popular because I feel like Activision, if
they're definitely reading that shit,
they want to make a game like that. It's weird that Western developers don't make gachas because, or most of them haven't tried, because it's a super successful monetization scheme, but we'll see. I don't want to encourage it, so I'm going to leave it at that. But speaking of monetization, our next story is also about this. So, okay, NBA 2K21. So
I'm gonna keep my mouth shut.
We've talked about NBA 2K a number of times. We did it last year when fucking NBA 2K20 came out, and they had the what was that? The pachinko machine or whatever the fuck.
Influencers like on YouTube going crazy, like, oh my god, look at this stuff.
Those trailers are so cringy. It's so bad. I mean, look, whatever. Anyways, 2K21. I think it's come out, right? It's out. Correct.
It's out.
So it came out, and if people found out that there are unskippable ads on the loading screens, and okay, you'll sit there and say, right, like, oh, maybe it's 30 seconds, and it just plays during the loading screen anyways. Like, there's nothing, you're not doing anything anyways during the loading screen, which, fair enough. I guess that's fair. But we're about to get new consoles that are going to have like 0 loading times or like 5-second loading times. So they're playing unskippable ads for, I don't know what actual products they are like advertising, but the fact that they're doing this at all is hugely offensive. And there was a lot of blowback, and they have already apologized and said they're going to fix it. And it's not intended the way it is right now, that you should be able to skip them once the loading's complete, blah, 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 blah. But this is a clear backtrack. They were trying to do something and they were trying to slip it in. It didn't work. And everybody got mad, so they're gonna fucking fix it and apologize, let it all blow over.
No, these are actual commercials.
Yeah, bro. Yeah, dude.
Actual commercial for the fucking for the PS5 or the PS
VR. Right. Yeah.
Holy
yeah, man.
shit.
Come on, dude. You want PSVR? We got you. 2K TV, baby. Come on, man. I mean, Montrell, what do you think about this? Like, how many different ways do you think 2K can monetize? Like, how many ways haven't they monetized 2K, NBA 2K, that they can try
Or it's the
next?
Oculus Rift, but still, like, I don't, bro. I kind of just want to move on because if I start, it's so heartbreaking. Like, it is. Like,
Is it's like similar to our feelings on Blizzard?
It is, because it's like, bro. So what they're gonna do? I'm gonna tell you their whole game plan. And I saw this in my group chat, and I wholeheartedly agree with this. And I'm gonna get suckered into it, and I apologize in advance. 2K21 on the PS4 or PS5 and Xbox Series X is gonna be fucking amazing. It's not gonna have none of this shit in here. I guarantee you. It's gonna be one of the most amazing basketball games I've ever played. They do this shit for the first 2 years of the release of the new consoles, and then it's the same shit. They don't change anything. They sucker you in like, oh, look at all the brand new stuff we did and all the improvements you guys wanted, and then they don't do this. They don't touch the game for the next 5 years. It's the same shit. They just make minor adjustments. But this is crazy. Like, if 2K21 was a free to play game and I got free updates, if I bought this one game and then I got free updates to the next 2K21, 2K22, 2K23, and I had the option of saying, hey, you can pay $20 or $30 to upgrade to 2K21 for free, or you can just use a free version. You can upgrade for free and just play a free version with ads. I will be okay with that. But the simple fact that I have to pay $60 to $70, or I'm sorry, God forbid, $100 for the Legacy Edition for the Legends mode with the Legends players on the cover. I have to pay. I'm still seeing ads. You got my money, and you're getting my money more with VC points that I want to play for my player. Why are there ads in my game? Why?
Ads in video games.
I don't feel like and you know what? We can't sit here and say there have never been ads in video games. There have been ads in video games since the PS2 era. So
Branding and stuff like that. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, and I remember playing Tekken and seeing Church's Chicken in the background. I was like, oh shit, it's Church's Chicken in the background. Like, I remember playing.
Death Stranding, dude, had like, what was it, Monster Energy and some other weird shit in the game. Yeah.
So I can't sit here and say like all games don't do it because they need funding. I just feel like 2K is not Death Stranding. It doesn't need funding. People are gonna buy 2K.
What do they care though? It's free money, dude. What does it matter?
Okay,
like
it's free.
Dude, you know what's fucked up? This is like a double layered scheme, right? Is that like sporting events are sponsored, right?
Yeah.
They're all sponsored, and that's like a normal thing we all accept, even though it annoys me somewhat how sponsored they are, where they have like sponsorships on the jerseys, the stadium sponsored. You got this fucking banner of sponsorships,
America.
This play review is brought to you by Gatorade. Like, fucking, whatever.
Like,
they monetize. They try to add everything is brought to you by something. Fucking Al Michaels' damn microphone is brought to you by Nike. Like, fucking whatever.
This it's replay is brought to you by Budweiser.
Fucking kill me, please. So it's like, we accept that as part of the game. So it's like, these developers want to create a simulation, right?
Yeah.
Simulate the game. Well, that comes with the ads, so why not? Fuck it.
I totally get that, Justin. I don't mind.
It's fucked up though.
It is fucked up, but you know what? I don't mind it. Like, if I'm playing Madden, right, or something like that, and they have the ad in the background, like on the big screen in the background, or something. Yeah, or if they have like an actual moving screen, like actual motion capture or motion ad, or in basketball, how they zoom out in the stadium, you got the I don't know what they call it, but the scoreboard at the top that always plays ads and shows like the interacts with the crowd and stuff like that, and they have an ad up there that's unskippable. Cool. Or if in my park, they have billboards and stuff like that, like the screen billboards that has like movies and stuff on it.
Yeah.
And they had the ads playing in the background there, I wouldn't mind it. I don't care if it is a loading screen. Now you're going to get the conspiracy theory out of me now. Oh, you're slowing down the loading time so you can put ads in there.
Right. That's always going to be a question. It's always going to be a question. I don't care if they put a progress bar. I'm not going to believe it. They can make a progress bar do anything they want. I'm sure like Reddit would figure it out and like they would be like, so the loading bar every time it loads specifically loads these percentages at the same exact time of the commercial. It's 33% when you've gone through 10 seconds and it's like 66% when you've gone through 20 seconds, like they'd figure that shit out in a second,
Yeah.
like that's what Reddit's good at. And it's just, I don't know, man. This is like, look, I understand we have people listening who always defend these games to you, like specifically. And I get it, guys. You like these games, but come on, there's got to be a breaking point. There's got to be a breaking point where this is not cool anymore, And it's like maybe this isn't the one because it's like, it seems minor. But trust me, when you're playing games on PS5 and they load in 3 seconds, and you go to NBA 2K and all of a sudden the game takes 35 seconds to load because they're playing a fucking ad, I think you're going to get kind of mad about that. Trust me.
They say this loading is brought to you by Gator.
Wow. It's just like a Gatorade logo is the loading bar. Or no, dude, even better. It's literally somebody pouring a Gatorade out into a glass. That's the loading bar. Fucking. Like, fuck you, Drink Gatorade, bitch, while you're playing NBA 2K. I hope you like it. I hope you like that, glacial blue Gatorade that you're drinking.
Oh my god, this is terrible. We just gave them marketers some ideas. I hope they all listen to this goddamn podcast because what the fuck?
They already have gotchas in their damn game. I actually don't know if NBA 2K has gotcha mechanics the way Madden and FIFA do.
They just started their they started their version of Ultimate Team.
Okay. That's great.
What the pachinko machine thing was in 2K 2020.
Wow, dude. We need intervention. It's just we really need intervention. And I'm saying that fully understanding that I'm playing Genshin Impact and like that game. That game is predatory though.
It's fucking free though. Like that's the problem.
That's true too. It is free. You're not paying $70 to then be asked to pay an additional fucking whatever, 200, 400 for like, oh, you get this fucking golden Odell Beckham. He's 99. Oh, but you know what? Oh, sorry, you got the 88 Odell Beckham. He's only a silver. Like, what even is that?
It's the same person. Like, no, but you're right though. So like, if it was just free to play, like they release one version of it, you buy into it. Yeah, you buy into it.
Roster updates are free. There's no pay for. There's no version breakovers. You don't lose your account So this is my other major problem with these games: is Madden and FIFA. You can pay thousands of dollars into Ultimate Team on these games, thousands of bucks, and you can get all gold, 99 at every fucking position. Right? You have the best goddamn team on the internet. You're fucking destroying fools, right? And Madden 21, and then guess what? Madden 22 comes out. Fuck you. You don't get to keep any of those players. You got to start from scratch. 0. You get nothing. You don't transfer nothing, dude. Go fuck yourself. Like, that's the scheme. That's the scheme, and you're buying it every year. And now 2K is getting into it, too. And it's like, I don't care about playing this. I don't need to play this to know that it's predatory. I just don't. I've seen it, and I have played it. I don't need to know. I don't need any more knowledge than that. Like,
that's the problem, though, man. The problem is that people really. I don't have an issue with the monetization. I do have an issue with the monetization, but yeah, I wouldn't be as bad if I didn't have to pay a $60 payout. Like,
yeah, you lose your account every year.
Exactly. Like if it was free, I would. My complaining would be to a minimum if it was free. Like I'm like, well, the game is free and it's a good game, so the base game is really good. How Genshin Impact is. Right. The game's free. Right. The base game is good, so I don't really bitch about it too much. But I'm paying money for this, and I should get a full experience. Honestly, I feel like I should get the goddamn gold cards if I paid $60 to $100 for this shit. I shouldn't have to do that. I feel like I should get that. But
that's the game, man. They don't want you to get the gold cards for $60. They want you to spend like 150 to get the gold cards. You know,
and that's why I try to explain. It's just bad. Like there's solutions to this. It's just bad.
It's gambling.
Yeah, it is.
It's straight up gambling, and I don't understand the defense brigade that's like, oh, you're not getting money back. You're getting nothing of value, and it's like that doesn't make it better. That makes it worse. At least in a casino, I can walk in and maybe walk out with more money than I put in. You know, like in these games, you are literally putting money in and getting nothing back that you can do anything with. It's just a digital item that you can't move or transfer or sell or do nothing with. You know, it's like now I do believe in Madden. Actually, you can sell cards, but that doesn't make it better necessarily.
Yeah.
It's still bad, but. So I don't know. I mean, this is like we went on a rant. We got on a tangent here. Understood. I know we do this a lot. I'm sure you guys are sick of hearing this, but I can't stop beating this drum because I care about these games. I want them to be as good as they can be.
Let's just move on.
Yes. You're right.
Yeah, let's just move on.
Let's go on to the next thing we're going to yell about. That's Nintendo. Okay, so a couple weeks ago, remember we talked about Mario 30th, or what is it, 50th anniversary?
No,
I forget.
Jesus
30th?
30th. I think it's the 35th anniversary.
35th? I can't remember, bro. I don't know. 50th is crazy. You're right. Yeah, and it was so the thing about that was, right, it was a limited time and you can only buy it digitally until March 31st, 2021. So they announced today that Fire Emblem, the original one, Shadow Dragon and the Blade of Light, the very first Fire Emblem game, is getting a Western release, translated Western release, which never has happened. This game's never been available. There was a remake of it on DS, but the actual 8-bit game is coming out on Nintendo Switch, and it's going to be $5.99. But the catch is, similar to Mario, it's only going to be available until 31st of March, 2021.
All right, so you want to know my whatchamacallit?
Yeah, shoot.
All right, so my thing is this. I think they're doing the Disney thing, and the Disney thing is you ever seen that ad if you watch like Disney videos and they're like, now coming back from the Disney Vault, we're releasing Cinderella.
Oh no. You got me, man. You said pre-show you had a theory that was gonna make me upset. And you're right. Dude, you are on the ball, my friend. I think you're on the ball with this.
You remember when I said Nintendo is trying to be the Disney of video games?
Yeah. And they kind of are already.
Exactly, they are, right? We all look at Nintendo as like that forefront. Like even though like Disney hasn't been at the forefront of cartoons, we still look at them as the pioneers of cartoons, right?
Yeah, right.
That's how we look at Nintendo. And now someone in Nintendo has given them this idea, bro. We are the Disney of video games. Why don't we have a vault? That's probably why all the lawyers went after all these retro sites, because they saw the traffic they were getting. And I didn't even think about it until I watched the movie with my girl, and it was like coming to the Disney Vault. We're releasing it. I'm like, holy fuck, that's Nintendo. Like I was like, yo, this is what Nintendo's doing with Mario. Like, it makes so much sense. And now people actually on Twitter are joking about like, yo, this is the Nintendo Vault. Like, now coming to the Nintendo Vault, we're releasing Yoshi's Story or Yoshi's Island or some shit like that, and they're gonna close it again. Like, this is why we don't have a fucking virtual console. This is it.
Well, dude, do you see the physical edition? So there's a physical edition coming out for $49.99, and do you see how dope this looks? Amazing. It's literally old school box art and everything. Like, it looks like an old school box, like an NES box with an NES cartridge, like a replica cartridge. It has like a Nintendo Power collectible insert. The box looks great. There's like an art book that looks fucking amazing. Like you're totally right. This is Disney. This is Disney 101. This is what they do. They do this shit all the time, and there's different versions for every movie. They always do this. It's like a different version every time. Oh my God, you're so right. Oh, this hurts me. Man. And the first comment on this article that we have in our doc, so awesome. Can't wait to play. Already pre-ordered. They got him. They got him, Montrell. They got him. Lining up.
Well, the thing is, people, I was reading like under the Twitter comments and stuff, and people are like, oh, isn't it weird that, everything's ending on the 31st? Man, maybe Nintendo has something planned big for that. No, you idiots. They don't. I'm sorry. They don't. And if they do, I will take my comments back. They don't have anything big planned. This is just.
I think it's.
You say what?
I think it's a test run, and they're specifically ending on that date, so it's clean.
Oh, Mario was a test run. Mario was a test run. This is a new thing now. They're gonna start re-releasing games, and
So, do you think we'll get another one before March?
Yes.
Like, probably.
Yeah, I think around like mid-November we're gonna get something.
Yeah. What do you think it'll be? So they hit the 30th anniversary of Fire Emblem, 35th anniversary of Mario, and I think there was another Mario thing too that they're doing this with. There's 3 games that are limited digital releases.
Let me actually check. Hold on. I have a theory, but I gotta check it real quick. So you can just keep talking, but let me just check it real quick.
I'll fill time. So yeah, I don't know. I mean, like, to be honest, this physical edition of this Fire Emblem looks awesome.
Okay.
I kind of want it, but
you know what comes out November 21st? You know it'll be November 21st, the 30th anniversary of F-Zero. That's the next game.
No! 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 Don't do it! No!
I'm calling it right now.
Oh man!
If they do that shit, I'm gonna lose my shit. If they do
don't
that,
twist the knife like that, Nintendo. Oh, these poor Nintendo fans. Oh my God, they're gonna go through the whole catalog, bro. They're gonna get through. Eventually, they're gonna get to like the N64 games and the GameCube games. They're gonna have like custom Robo someday. Get like a special release. I'm gonna fucking lose my shit and probably buy it because I love that damn game. But shit, man.
Yeah, and I think so. Yeah, this is probably not gonna happen for another couple years. I think we got like another 3 years. Star Fox's anniversary comes up on it will be February 21st of 1993, so that would be 2013 or 2023. So they're gonna do it then. They're not gonna release anything for Star Fox until then.
Do you think they're just gonna go with anniversary dates though? Like eventually, like if they're gonna do the vault thing, then they're gonna be cycling these games out all the time, right?
Look at what you just said. They're gonna be cycling these games all the time. I just named a game F-Zero, and that was luck. I'm like, that's pure luck that shit just happened to be next month. And it's gonna happen.
You're right. There are major milestones for Super Nintendo games and NES games like every month, probably. Given where we are now. So, man,
now I'm on the road now. Hold on, I'm about to look at Metroid. Hold on. Even though we're getting an actual Metroid game, but I still just want to look at Metroid. So Metroid. Okay, so we don't have one for another couple years. Actually, we just passed it, so that's why we got the one in 2016. That Metroid Samus Returns in 2017. I think that was their version of the anniversary for that.
Okay.
That game's 30 years old, so
okay.
I mean, but probably in 2021 we'll get a 35th anniversary something. I mean, it doesn't take much to open up the Nintendo vault, baby. You know what I'm saying? We just open it up.
They're so smart. I hate them. They're so smart. Like, I can't even be that mad at this. Like, this is like brilliant, Honestly, it really is, dude. Like, it's just like so sucky though. It's just it's not consumer friendly.
This is the new precedent, bro. Activision's gonna do it. Oh man, you want to play that new Spyro game? You want to play Spyro? We take it off the market, so you gotta wait.
No, I think Nintendo's the only company that can really do this. And then the fucked up part though is like Nintendo games already hold value even well beyond their release date because it's just the way Nintendo games are. And like these though, dude, this Fire Emblem thing is gonna be worth like 4 times its value in like 10 years probably. Like it's just if you keep it in mint condition, it's gonna be fucking insane. Like these things are. This is damn Nintendo. They know their audience so well. We like they love this shit. They eat this shit up. These like
Bro, it's so many 35th anniversaries coming up next year. Metroid and then Legend of Zelda next year. That's why they started with the Mario.
Yeah. Zelda's next.
Yep. Zelda. You know they're doing one for Zelda. If they did one for Fire Emblem, they're definitely doing one for Zelda.
Absolutely. The thing is though, Fire Emblem, they actually like Fire Emblem now. Remember, we've discussed this. Like, Fire Emblem has gone up a tier or two in Nintendo's pantheon. Like they're kind of like right under. They're like that tier underneath Mario and Zelda and the big boys. You know, like that's kind of where Fire Emblem is now. So like they respect Fire Emblem. Like Fire Emblem gets this treatment now. They get the AAA treatment. You know,
they respect Zelda.
F-Zero, though, F-Zero though, go fuck yourself. You're gonna get a digital release for that.
I'm telling you, bro. I'm telling you. If I'm calling it now, F-Zero next month. They're like, oh, remember this game, guys? And then it's gonna be like it's gonna be like Captain Falcon and Smash. And like, remember when you first met Captain Falcon? And it's like, bitch, I knew about him since like the old games. He's just in a booklet.
Right.
Yeah.
We'll see if you're right. I'll keep it in mind.
I hope I am wrong. I hope I'm wrong.
I hope you're wrong too, but I mean, a lot of people probably hope you're wrong. Like, hope you're right, actually. So, because then they'll be able to play F-Zero on Switch. You know,
this is bad.
I will say the pricing though, at least, is like reasonable. $5.99 for an NES game. Like, it's not great, but it's like it's better than it being $15. You know, they probably could have charged that just in like still made a ton of sales. So, at least on that front, it's not horrible. You know, with the Mario one that like they charged $60 for that. So, you know, but I don't know. All right, let's move on. We got one more story this week, and that is September MPD numbers came out, and they are continuing strongly, but we're starting to see a little bit of a drop off in the sales increases that we've been seeing over the last few months. So let me just go over the numbers real quick, and then we'll discuss. So total video game hardware sales for September were 4.31 billion versus 3.929 billion from last year. That's a 10% increase. And then video game hardware sales were 277 million versus 241 million, 15% increase from last year. Then video game content, this is all physical and digital games, DLC, microtransactions, subscriptions, everything encompassing video games content. 3.841 billion versus 3.541 billion last year. That is an 8% increase. And then video game accessories, 191 million versus 148 million. That is a 30% increase from last year, but also the lowest number on the list. And yeah, so hardware sales were interesting this month as well, because Sony and Microsoft are doing poorly, given that they are about to release new consoles. But Nintendo kind of made up the difference. The Switch continues to sell like crazy. So yeah, it's Nintendo. I don't understand how they do this. Like they just maintain this demand that is crazy to me, but it is what it is. Then let's talk about the top 20 games for the month.
So I'm sorry. Yeah. Before you get done with that, they did just come out with the article saying that Super Mario All Stars may have broken the Mario release week for in history in U.S. sales.
Really?
Yeah. So Nintendo Disney Vault is working.
Yeah. Well, we're gonna mention that here in a second. So, top 20 games for September. Physical, digital. There are some asterisks here, but Marvel's Avengers was number one.
What?
Now, so this, I do want to talk about this because this game is already dying. There are a lot of articles coming out that this game is player numbers are falling off fucking hard. Like Steam concurrence, I think was 2K like this week, and that's horribly bad for a game that just came out a month ago. So this game, even if it started strong, they might be in trouble. They've come out with a lot of promises of content coming soon, but man, I don't know. Neither of us played this game, so we don't have like authoritative knowledge of how it was. But a lot of people are not happy with the state it's in. So, and then number 2 was the game Montrell just mentioned, Super Mario 3D All Stars. So that game makes sense. What you said, did it show up very strong here on this list? Number 2, dude. Number 2, a fucking remaster collection of like
Using that word very fucking loosely.
I know, right? I know, right? It's literally just a port collection, like 3 games from N64, GameCube, and the Wii. Like, man, Nintendo, you got us all just wrapped around your finger, you know? Because yeah, number 2, dude, number 2. This outsold Madden NFL 21, which is number 3 on the list.
You know what? Good for them. Good for them. Fuck Madden.
I know, fuck Matt. You're right. I'd people buy Super Mario, but damn, that's nuts, dude. And then number 4, this is also crazy. Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 1 and 2, number 4 on the list.
I expected that. A lot of people like Tony Hawk, including myself, and I haven't bought it yet. I plan on buying it because it's a damn good remake.
You think we're gonna get a proper new game?
I'm not sure, but given these sales, I wouldn't see why not.
I mean, Activision's done it with other franchises recently, Spyro and Crash, obviously.
Yeah.
So
I mean, I wouldn't see why not. So
I wouldn't be surprised. Moving on, number 5, NBA 2K21. Hope you're enjoying those in-game ads, everybody. Number 6, Call of Duty Modern Warfare, which, I mean, that's still crazy. The game came out literally a year ago, and there's a new one coming out in like 3 weeks. Number 7, okay, what the fuck? Crusader Kings 3? Really? That's number 7?
I never heard of this game.
Okay, so this is a Paradox interactive game, and I actually don't know the exact details of what it is. I'm pretty sure it's sort of in the vein of like Total War, but I'm not 100% sure on that. So don't quote me on that. But I know it's a strategy game of some sort. Paradox is very specialized in the strategy genre. That is a large amount of their catalog or strategy games.
Okay.
They're very experienced in this, but yeah, this game being 7 on this list is actually insane to me. I can't believe that. The fact that it's charted at all is nuts. That must mean the month was a little light. But yeah, that's crazy.
But it got higher. Well, I'll let you mention it. So I'll let you mention it too when you get there. But it got higher than this game.
Number 8, Animal Crossing: New Horizons.
Yeah, that came out a couple months ago. So
March. Yeah, so it's been 6 months or over 6 months. So it's not a surprise it's fallen down the list a little bit, but yeah, it's still selling more than that game. And then even sold more than Star Wars Squad.
That's when I was getting to.
That's nuts. I mean, this game is not being marketed heavily and is also $40. So it's getting good publicity, but I have a feeling that EA is not really putting themselves behind this game too much, which might explain the soft sales a little.
Yeah, it's a shame too.
But softer than I'd expect, you know.
Yeah, it's a shame too. It's a real shame.
Yeah, because it looks really good, and I actually plan on getting it at some point. Like it looks exactly like what I wanted from like a kind of a spiritual successor to X-Wing vs TIE Fighter. So all right, moving on. Number 10, Mario Kart 8 Deluxe. This game just won't die, man. Won't die. I mean, this is, like I said, it's a Wii U game, everybody. It's a damn Wii U game. Like, what the fuck? Number 11, Crash Bandicoot 4, It's About Time, which is the new game that just came out. I'm kind of, I thought this came out in October. Am I crazy?
No, this came out this month, right?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. October. Why is it on this list? That's weird.
What, you talking about Crash Bandicoot, right?
Yeah, Crash Bandicoot 4. It's about. I thought it came out October 2nd.
It is October. What are you talking about?
Yeah, but the MPD's for September.
Oh.
So what is on this list? I don't know. That's weird.
That is weird.
Pre-orders or something? I don't know. It's weird. Number 12, Ghost of Tsushima. Number 13, Ring Fit Adventure. Number 14.
I actually want to buy this game. Ring Fit Adventure. Yeah.
I don't know what it is. Is it like kind of like a Wii? Isn't it like a Wii Fit kind of like successor, sort of?
Yeah, and it actually has like an adventure element to it. Looks really fun. Like I actually want to buy it and play it.
Oh, so it's interactive, like work out.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Oh, that's a good idea. That's cool. That sounds cool. Number 15, UFC 4. Number 16, new Super Mario Bros. U Deluxe. Number 17, The Legend of Zelda: Breath of the Wild.
Wow.
Number 18, Super Mario Odyssey. Number 19, Mortal Kombat 11, and number 20, Super Mario Party. Nintendo. Look at them, dude. They just dominate this list every month. Like the back half of it.
Yeah.
I don't know how they do this, man. Crazy.
It's a joke about Mortal Kombat 11 that it's like it's your dad's Super Mario, it's your dad's Super Smash Bros.
Oh,
I thought, characters.
Yeah, they added Rambo.
Yeah,
yeah, man, that's fun. That's funny. I like that. That is pretty funny. But yeah, I mean, Montrell, can you explain to me how Nintendo though keeps doing this? Like their penetration is just ridiculous. Like they're like,
bro, I blame us. But then I honestly, they just got very good games that last long, bro.
That's true.
Like that's what they do.
Yeah.
I don't honestly know what to like. People are trying to beat them, but I don't think they can. Sony is trying to get there where they're at, and they almost. I would have said at the beginning of this generation, Sony was there or almost there, but now it's just like you got a really big uphill battle to go, Sony, to become the Nintendo. Like to overthrow them, they just can't compare to their exclusives, man. Like their first party games, Sony's first party games are fucking phenomenal, but Nintendo, like, you just can't beat it, man. Like, I'm sorry.
Yeah,
it's like Looney Tunes and Disney, right? It's
right.
Like they both have weight, they both have merit, but it's something about seeing Mickey Mouse over Bugs Bunny. Even though I like Bugs Bunny better, I love Bugs Bunny.
Yeah, but like Mickey, like right, we play Kingdom Hearts though. Like, you know, like if there was a Looney Tunes game that like was similar to Kingdom, like would we play it? I don't know. Probably. This is not appealing to me.
Yeah, exactly. But like for some reason, Kingdom Hearts does it for me. Like all the characters fit.
Right. And yeah, just to talk about how crazy Super Mario 3D All Stars is. So this is a quote from the article. Quote: Super Mario 3D All Stars launch month physical dollar sales rank as the 6th biggest for a Nintendo published title in U.S. history. Super Mario 3D All Stars trails only Super Smash Bros. Ultimate, Super Smash Bros. Brawl, Animal Crossing New Horizons, The Legend of Zelda: Breath of the Wild, and Pokemon Stadium in physical launch month dollar sales. That's bonkers, dude. This is a re-release of 3 games.
That's what Pokemon Stadium, man.
I know. I do have to say that being on that list really threw me off for a second. That's awesome, though. Shout out to that game. That game was dope. No question. That fulfilled all my dreams as a child that I wanted a Pokemon. Even though it looks like ass now. But yeah. So let me go through the top selling games so far. We haven't done this in a few months, just to kind of update people. So Call of Duty Modern Warfare number 1, 2 Animal Crossing New Horizons, 3 Last of Us Part 2, 4 Madden NFL 21, 5 Ghost of Tsushima, 6 Final Fantasy 7 Remake, 7 Marvel's Avengers, 8 Dragon Ball Z Kakarot, 9 MLB The Show 20, and then 10 Super Mario 3D All Stars.
That game just came out.
It's on the top 10 for the year.
That's crazy. And shout out to MLB The Show.
By the way, digital sales aren't included. That's
actually pretty scary. Never mind.
That's horrifying, dude. Nintendo. Oh my god, I'm scared, dude. I'm like scared of Nintendo right now. They're
Nintendo. Who? Doug Bowser, man. He's done it.
Yeah, man. He's got it, dude. He's got it going, dude. Reggie, eat your heart out, dude. No offense, man. Love Reggie, but damn, Doug Bowser's just picking up where you left off, my friend.
Exactly.
So, okay, well, that's all we got, Montrell. I do have something that I forgot to mention at the top of the show. Unfortunately, I kind of wish I had mentioned it, but I'm pretty sure this person is listening at this point. So we got a question from Nerdy Sage on Twitter, and shout out to you, Sage.
Shout out to Sage.
Hell yeah, man! You're one of our like our key listeners. So he asked, will we be doing a Games of the Generation show coming up soon? So Montrell and I did discuss this a little bit, and we definitely want to do this. We're coming up to the console launches soon, though, so it's not going to be before the consoles launch. We are thinking we're going to do it some point in the kind of dull period end of December, early January window. In order to, and we're kind of going to mix it in with our game of the year discussion. I think we're not sure. We need to like really discuss that. We may have 2 different conversations on that depending on everything. But we definitely want to do that discussion. This, like, we did do it games of the decade, but games of the generation is a little bit, the list will be different. For sure.
And I want to set certain rules and criteria for it, so it's definitely going to be a real well thought out podcast, because I know we did something like this last time, and it was a fun conversation, but it did go on for a long time, and I want it to be a little bit more structured for us, so that you know, we can get our thoughts and we can really think about it.
Yeah, we may only do 5 each too, just to kind of keep the show's length down. 10 kind of really drags it out and makes it hard to keep the show short. So so we'll see. We'll let you guys know though as we get closer what we decide to do with that. So and if we do come up with some rules, we will make sure you understand the criteria. So thank you for the question, Sage. I think you might be like officially the first actual question we've read on the show, honestly. We've gotten listener feedback before that we've read, but not like a real question like this. So appreciate that, man. Montrell, you got any other things you want to bring up before we leave for the evening? Call it a day here.
No, there's a rumor about that Pokemon thing, but I really don't have anything, man.
Fair enough, man. All right, well, I think we've had a good show, so let's wrap it up. If you've liked this show, please like the show, review the show, and subscribe to the show on whatever feed you are listening to it on. And if you could, please share it with your friends. If you'd like to interact with us on Twitter, Montrell is at iTrap for the Hokage. That is the number 4, not the word. I'm at Thundernut01. The show is at The Player's Take. If you'd like to send us a question, you can do so on Twitter, or you can send us an email to theplayerstake01@gmail.com. And that's going to be it for us, guys. We hope you enjoyed this one, and we will see you on the next one. All right, bye.